So Donald Trump took to Truth Social today, and he is demanding that Republicans shut the government down if he doesn't get his way and that he doesn't get the SAVE Act passed. That's the bill that would require you to prove citizenship in order to register to vote. And you would need to provide something like a birth certificate, immigration papers, or something like that, proving your citizenship in order to be able to register, according to Donald Trump, because he believes tens of thousands of undocumented immigrants are registering to vote and going to be voting in numbers never before seen. Well, he says never before seen with everything. But anyway, he's demanding that House Republicans and Republicans in general shut the government down, saying, it's time to stand up to the Democrats, Republicans. You've been pushed around far too long. We need to act now before the election, not after, when it would be far too late. You know, if we shut the government down, it's Biden and Harris's fault, not yours. Well, no, Donald Trump, it would be Republicans' fault because you're the one calling for the shutdown. If the government gets shut down, the blame will be squarely on the Republicans and the group calling for the shutdown. You're saying shut the government down. You would be responsible. But you never take responsibility for anything you do, and Donald Trump doesn't. He does not take responsibility. He wants to shift the blame for the call of the shutdown over to Biden and Harris because Donald Trump isn't getting his way on the SAVE Act. As I've talked about with this SAVE Act, I don't think it's going to pass. Even if it passes the House, it will not pass the Senate. But I don't think it's going to pass the House. They can only lose like 5 votes. I think ultimately they are going to get a deal done and probably keep spending levels right where they are, maybe slightly higher where there's extra spending put in place for Secret Service protection of people like Donald Trump. But other than that, I think there's going to be a deal done. Why? Because the Republicans only need 4 or 5 to shift over to the side with the Democrats on let's just fund the government as is and move on and worry about it next year. That's all they need. And I think they can get there. It's far more likely than getting 10 Democrats in the Senate to agree to anything that the Republicans want to do as far as this funding bill goes. So I think ultimately that's what they're going to do. They're going to get a continuing resolution with plain funding. Donald Trump is not going to get his way, but he sure is ranting and raving about it. And he seems to think that if he just says the blame goes somewhere else, that's how that works. And it really doesn't.